October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Did you know that 1 in 8 women in the United States will be diagnosed with breast cancer? Well, joining us today is Ambassador Nancy Brinker, founder of the Susan G. Komen for the Cure Foundation and a World Health Organization Goodwill Ambassador for Cancer Control. And we're so glad to have you. It's a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you, Julie. It's a real pleasure to be here today.
Thank you. Well, you founded Susan G. Komen for the Cure when your sister Susie died of breast cancer. And tell me, are you just amazed at the progress, at the impact that your foundation has had worldwide?
Well, I'm very, very delighted. When we started this organization so many years ago, 30 years ago, the survival rate of early stage breast cancer before it had navigated from the breast was only 74%. Today, it's 98%. So we've made, you know, if all things are equal and if people are aware, this is a very survivable disease with many barriers still. Access to care for people who can't afford it. Obviously, we're working hard away at all those things. But the picture as you go overseas and globally is much different. And so we realize we have to lead. And part of the leading is making sure that everyone in the world knows what we know. That screening, that certainly early detection and doing the things to stay healthy create a much better environment for women and men who develop breast cancer to be healthy and live longer lives.
Now tell us about the Race for the Cure, because I know that that is something that everyone around the world knows about and so many people participate in it. It's going to be very important for the foundation.
It is, and it's become a very large event. It is still one of our great revenue producers at Susan G. Komen for the Cure. When I organized and began this foundation in 1981, you really couldn't use the word breast in most newspapers. There were no 1-800 numbers, there were no cell phones to use, certainly no internet. And I had to find a way to be able to deliver the message about early detection, about care. And even then we knew that mammography could be effective in many people, but people didn't know about it. And also that there was so much money needed for research and so much that needed to happen. And now the almost over 1.5 million people who turn out to walk, run in any number of our races in over 110 cities in America, in several races now overseas.
Tell us about getting that message out a little bit more and how important that is in bringing up the survival rate even more.
Right. You know, first there must be awareness. It's impossible to measure any cause or measure the work you do unless people are aware. And aware about things that they can do and providing hope for people. It's really important for people to participate in not just early detection, but in educating themselves about what can happen. It makes an enormous difference in the lifespan of someone diagnosed with a disease like breast cancer.
Now tell me a little bit about prevention. We know that that's the key.
Do not smoke and do not be obese. And of course, with breast cancer, it's very helpful to know your family history because there are certain risk factors that make you, more susceptible to developing it. I had breast cancer shortly after my sister died, and I found my disease doing breast self-exam. And, it's just so important to be vigilant and to know what your options are so that you can act quickly.
Talk about how you and your organization have really changed how breast cancer is perceived.
Before, there was a stigma attached to the disease. People were afraid to say the words out loud. Today, people are discussing it openly. We have to provide continually more knowledge so that people feel comfortable accessing the treatments that are there for them, the clinical trials, and know what questions to ask, what websites to use, and including ours at Komen.org. So there's so much there today that wasn't there 30 years ago. I am so pleased to have been able to see this, and it's been an amazing journey.
Tell us what's next, not only for you, but for the foundation.
Well, what's new for Susan G. Komen is that we are going to lead the way in the global fight against cancer, and also representing cancer prevention and control at the UN, in the World Health Organization. But also, I'm going to be doing a book. It's a memoir of my life and my life with Susie and how this came about and the kinds of things that we've done over the years. So I'm very excited about that.
I can't wait for that.
Thank you.
Ambassador Nancy Brinker, thank you so much for all you do in the fight against breast cancer and for coming in to share your story.
Thank you. Thank you, Julie.
Okay, and for more information, you can go to Komen.org. Thank you so much for watching Parents TV. and we'll see you again soon.